Let's read this Bible story about David and Goliath. This takes place in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. Now the Philistines gathered their forces for war and assembled at Socoh in Judah. Saul and the Israelites assembled and camped in the valley of Elah and drew up their battle line to meet the Philistines. The Philistines occupied one hill and the Israelites another, with the valley between them. A champion named Goliath, who was from Gath, came out from the Philistine camp. He was over 9 feet tall. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze. Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks of Israel, "Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects." Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. Goliath shouted his challenge every morning and evening for 40 days. One morning, David, a shepherd boy from Bethlehem, arrived at the camp with food for his brothers. David saw Goliath and asked the Israelites about him. Then he went up to Saul and persuaded the king to let him fight the giant. Saul said to David, "Go, and the Lord be with you." Then Saul dressed David with his own tunic and put a coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head. "I cannot go in these," he said to Saul, "because I am not used to them." So he took them off. Then he chose 5 smooth stones from the stream and put them in the pouch of his shepherd bag. And with his sling in hand, he approached the Philistine. Goliath looked David over and saw that he was only a boy, ruddy and handsome, and he despised him. He said to David, "Am I a dog that you come with me with sticks?" And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. David said, "I come against you in the name of the Lord. The battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands." David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone sank into his forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. David ran and stood over him. He took hold of the Philistine's sword and drew it from the scabbard. After he killed him, he cut off his head with the sword. When the Philistines saw that their hero was dead, they turned and ran. Then the men of Israel and Judah surged forward with a shout and pursued the Philistines. Understanding the story. Saul is no longer fit to be king. His fear of Goliath shows his lack in faith and leadership. The Israelites find a new leader in David, who takes up the challenge in God's name. David's courage might appear to be no match for the heavily armed and armored giant, but he has absolute trust in God. His victory is a clear demonstration to the Israelites that God rewards those who keep their faith in him. Thank you, Lord, for your word. Come on back, and we'll do this again.